Well, they're right to have belief, Glenn, this run that they're on, aren't they, these young players in the Arsenal squad?
Without a doubt. And I think, ironically, that interview, those two looked pretty average when they first arrived at Arsenal. I don't know if you'd agree, lads, but for me, they looked OK, not too bad, but they've now got their feet under the table and they're now playing at their very best. The balance between them two players is perfect for midfield, for me. Whoever goes in there and plays with them, at the moment it was Xhaka, but it could be anyone else. But those two, they've got a lovely balance. You know, and I think Partey now is screening that. He knows his job. I think he was trying to do everything when he first arrived. He wanted to be a goal scorer and get in the box. He wanted to get back and defend as well. Now they're saying, look, that's your role in the team, and that Odegaard then can go and play where he's going to hurt other teams. As I say, I look at him now. He can't wait for the next game. I don't care who it is. He's saying, give me the ball, and when you've got a midfield player like that, you're going to hurt teams. And yeah, they've got that lovely balance in that, particularly in the midfield, I think. And for a long time, actually, nobody knew really what Arsenal's best team was. There was a lot of inconsistency, chopping and changing. But on this run, as I say, they've been on, the settled side is there for all to see.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference, you know, in terms of the relationships that you develop on the pitch, and, you know, whether it's two centre-halves or right back and a right winger or whatever it is. A settled side is always better, and as you say, it's clear that the players are playing good. They look like they've got a good balance. They look confident, like you say. They're enjoying their football. We was mentioning in the game, they just look like they can do anything. They've got so much confidence at the minute, and that all comes from being a settled team and having momentum with picking up points and wins and not losing games.
I think he's got a squad that he trusts now. He needed to make one or two changes. He needed one or two players out because, for different reasons, they weren't towing the way he wanted to go. The squad needed trimming. He needed other players in. That didn't happen, but he had to get players out. So everyone was going in the same direction. And I think they've got a very good team spirit. Yes, they can improve. Yes, they need one or two more players. But they're a very young squad with average age, the youngest in the Premier League. So there's only one way Arsenal are going. And if they can get into that top 4 position come the end of the season and get 2 or 3 big hitters in, they could be dangerous next season.
Yeah, just to back that up, in the last 11 games, he's only made 10 changes in that period, Mikel Arteta. And Alan's right, he's got the youngest average starting 11. And they're 4th.
That's the continuity that you want. And if you can come across, as a manager, there's nothing better. If you've got so many games back to back, I don't think he could have done that if he had European football in the midweek. So he's been able to do that and have that continuity, that back 4 knows exactly what they're all doing. They're talking, they're communicating together, they're squeezing up together, they've got confidence in the goalkeeper. That's given them the base to go and play. Those youngsters now can go and play and express themselves. And they were, Martinelli, Odegaard, they're doing things now, you know, Smith Rowe when he comes on. They've got that, he's allowed them to go and play. You're good players going forward, but they didn't have a base. They didn't have that back 4, and they didn't have now Partey doing his job there. To then go and let these talented players play, he's got that now. And I think Alan's absolutely spot on. There was a few apples in there he had to get rid of. And I think that settled everyone down. I mean, I don't know, I'm not privy to what's going on in that changing room, but I think that's been a massive plus. I think they do need another striker.
Yeah.
Lacazette is looking as if he might sign another contract at the end of the season, but I think they do need another one. They're gonna be in a position, if they're in the top 4, to go and buy in a Champions League spot. Then you can go and buy what I call proper players.
Getting back to today, they certainly exploited a Leicester weakness, which we've seen all season and isn't showing any signs of recovering from a Leicester point of view. Yeah,
well, you're not going to win any games if you can't defend set pieces, and it happens over and over again with Leicester. And you talk about this first goal. This is after, I think, 11 minutes. You've got Harvey Barnes. Normally, that's your most aggressive header, right in that position there, to go and head it, block people and clear the danger. He's fiddling with his shorts. You've got Pereira doesn't want to know, and you've got Thomas that runs underneath the ball, so you're already in trouble. And this is away at Arsenal, where you're thinking that if they carve you open and score a magnificent goal, then you hold your hands up and say, fair enough. But set pieces, you've got to defend them. And it's not the first time with Leicester. And I'm sure there must have been work done on the training pitch. And it's just baffling. And we're in the second half now. So you think at half-time, that issue is going to be addressed. Because we've seen it. And now we've got a free kick. OK, so it's not a corner. Same situation. Harvey Barnes at the front doesn't deal with it.
This is where you
Glenn,
want
you had a good point
the defenders.
I just think they're too acute to the ball. They're almost in line with the wall, and you're in trouble if you're in that position. They needed to their starting position needed to be a little bit deeper, and from where the ball's coming in, I think that's if you're the taker, you're thinking, where's the space? There's a little bit of space there. The movement of Lacazette now. Harvey Barnes again. It's his job is to stay in front. Look, he's got caught cold. He's tried to clear the ball out of the box rather than clearing it for a corner. An instinctive defender in that shield, in that first man, heads it away or clears it and tries to get it out of the danger area. There's the little. It's a now. It's not even a finger, a hand. It's probably his now, but it's handball. It's deemed handball because it's just touched Sionchu's sort of tip of his finger, and. For me, I'm just going to make a statement here. That's handball, yeah? The ball's actually touched his hand. But I don't understand how that can be a booking. That is not an intentional... If the rules are the rules, it doesn't have to be in a deliberate handball. That's not a deliberate handball. And I think a deliberate handball, yeah, you get booked. But I can't understand why he got booked as well. Okay. I really don't. But
we'll try and find out the language of that. Getting back to Leicester's issue, I mean, this is a conundrum they've been trying to solve all season, and it's happening time and time again. Why, Alan?
Well, they've tried zonal marking, they've tried man marking, but it's the same two guys at the near post. It's Pereira and it's Harvey Barnes. Now, you've got a defender and one of the coaching staff who must be looking at it and thinking, what on earth is going on? Because quite clearly those two guys in that position are not up to it, because you can tell with their body shape, you can tell the way they don't actually go and attack the ball. Look, the two of them are same two we highlighted at half-time, Barnes and Pereira. Watch the run from Lacazette. You have to block him. He cannot be allowed to get in. Their backers to goal, so they haven't got a clue where he's coming from. You have to open your body up and know what's in and around you. And if someone's trying to run past you, block him. Get to the front of that near post and go and attack that ball. And do not let anyone past you. That is your job. That's why you're at that near post, to do that. Quite clearly, those two can't do that. So why are they there?
The problem as well, Al, is corners and free kicks wide, they've gone in a zonal. Zonal's a funny word, because zonal says that's my zone. They don't move. They think, I'm doing my job if I stay in this position. Well, no, you've got runners. Attackers are going to make movement. They're going to run in. So you have to make movement with them, like you're saying, get across the front, go early. The first man is more important. If he lets the front man get ahead, you're in trouble. And he's just not opened his body, he's not looked over his shoulder. Quite frankly, he's the wrong man. He's a great player with the ball. You can't put that responsibility on him. He's not a defensive mind. He's an attacking-minded player. You can't put him in that important position. Put a defender in there, and then he opens his body and he cuts that ball. The first man has to take the space. Then the next have to move in as a zonal together. But I think they think, oh, in zone, let's stay in our zone. They don't make movement. The attackers make movement, because they're coming in to score a goal. You've got to be on your toes. You've got to be aware of that and alert. And I don't see that with Leicester. There's no leadership in there. OK, we'll come back to Leicester in a moment. Reliably informed, you once went 3 games without scoring. Alexander Lacazette went 9, and then he had the opportunity from the penalty. Now, Kasper Schmeichel had a little issue with the run-up.
Well, he would. He's a goalkeeper. They have that issue with most things, don't they? But no, I don't see anything wrong with that. Kasper won't be happy that he sort of starts his run. You wouldn't have thought the way he took that penalty, hasn't scored for so long, because that was taken with confidence high into the net, and the goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. It was a good penalty and rightfully stood.
His 200th career goal, Alexander Lacazette. Comfortable day for Arsenal, problematic one again for Leicester.